Hello, beautiful Libras. Happy New Year to you. Happy 2020. These are going to be your messages for the next month or so. My name is Joanna the Medium. Welcome to Team Joanna, as I've started to say, and many of you like it, so I'm going to keep it. We're all on Team Joanna. Let me state my intention first and foremost, which is something that I'm getting it's something I'm getting good at, and there's a reason why I'm saying this to you. And here's the reason. When I state my intention, from that point forward, everything I receive is geared towards what my intention is. So I am aligning myself with certain source of information that will benefit or feed whatever my intention is. So my intention is to help you understand yourself deeper, better, more concisely, more precisely. In other words, my aim is to help you get intimate with yourself. And intimacy, I mean deep, emotional, bigger than life type of intimacy. It's you knowing yourself better, because when you know yourself better, you realize that the person you're looking at, you're not that person at all. That's just a whole bunch of information that you have chosen to keep as yours, and based on those assumptions, you go and create life. And those things, many of them have limitations. So my job, or my wish, if you will, or my intention, better way said, is to help you understand yourself from such a perspective that allows you to move past your limitations, and from that space, create your experience. Also, I'm saying this out loud because I am being impressed upon the fact that it would be important for you to not only realize what your intentions are, to be clear on your intentions, or maybe you don't have an intention yet, and this is a perfect time of the year, January, beginning of a new year, to look at your intentions, or perhaps redefine or clarify your intentions to yourself. And that's because when you know where you are going, everything that comes in your life, you will have the benefit of comparing it to your intention. In other words, if something comes into your life and it is not aligned with your intention, then your answer becomes very easy if you ask yourself, what should I do with this? If it's not aligned with what your intention is, then it's very easy. In other words, having an intention makes life a little bit less complicated. It's not that it leaves life uncomplicated, because we're not here to do that, because through complications we learn about ourselves, and as such we raise our vibration. And this is really about helping you dropping density, if you will, or low vibrating aspects about you, assumptions, if you will, and those that are responsible mainly for you not attracting what you want. So with that said, it was interesting because right off the bat, the moment I basically said, show me what is going on for Libra starting in January, boom, the card of death. It's like, okay, no, that does not mean somebody's going to die. What it means is that a situation is coming to an end, and as a result of that, your life will be transformed. And because death is a sign of transformation, it's shifting frequencies, it's shifting, let's just say it's shifting in energy. So there is something in your life that appears to be going out, and something is coming in as a replacement, whether it is new jobs, new partners, new sets of beliefs for most of you, anything that hasn't been working or functioning properly for a long time, or something that has been severely out of balance. And you would have known that. It's not something that you just wake up tomorrow and go, oh, that's out of balance. No, it's been out of balance for a while. Your health, for example. And something shifts in January, you shift in January, and this shift will create almost like a ripple effect that will create this transformative moment for you. In other words, I always say, I as Joanna When you begin to shift internally, it's just a matter of time before your outside shifts as well. Because it is not possible to shift on the outside and not have the shift on the inside and not have the shift be reflected to you by what's on the outside. So if you have been working really hard on yourself, let's put it that way, then your chances are quite high that in the month of January, maybe some February for some of you, you will see the benefits of that inner work. It's called growth. And as a result of your growth, you are no longer connected or attached to, if you will, to your past. Therefore, anything that is no longer serving you, that was attached to your past, will no longer be a part of you because it's now in the past. You're shifting vibrations. So old relationships that have not been serving you well, things you were holding on to for dear life because you didn't want to let it go for whatever reason. Sometimes it's just that we don't know what to do without it. And it doesn't have to be a person. It could be a habit. As a matter of fact, it is a habit. Most of it, not just the regular habits, but there's a habit of feeling unsafe. If you constantly feel unsafe, it's a pattern. And the moment you feel safe, you go, oh, that's just not that can't be. You go back to feeling unsafe because it's a part of who you are, right? Chances are, if this is you, you don't want to live like that because it's not a comfortable feeling to live that way. So if that has been something that for you, lack of stability, for example, if you've always struggled with feeling lack of stability within you and that would have been reflected on your life, that lack of stability seems to be transforming. And it's not because it's transforming out of the blue. Keep in mind, this is transforming. It's transforming because you have been putting in the work. And I hear it, you will be visibly able to see it. In other words, your hard work is producing physical, tangible results right at the beginning of the new year. And that's a good thing. But as a result of that, some things have to shift. Whatever this new thing is, it seems to be a replacement for something that no longer serves you. So this will connect with different people in a different way. And I thought that was kind of exciting. I thought, okay, no time like the present to just, go hard right from the start. Why not? And I've been saying, even on the 2020 6-month messages, that the first 6 months are extremely powerful. Very, very, very powerful. And these energies they're like setting our foundation for something great to come in. So for you, some of that is already starting to come in. I also heard very clearly, very, very clearly, that you are some of you no longer denying the truth or your own truth, and you're coming out with something. And when you are coming out with it, I was connected to your throat. So a lot of it is about speaking for yourself, how you speak out, what you speak out about yourself, how you express emotionally or not. The expression through throat is what's being affected the most. So if you have been used to holding things back or holding things in, chances are your body has suffered for it. And chances are that's something you wanted to change within yourself. And through this change that you have been making over the last several months or the entire 2019, you are coming to a point where you will reap the benefits of that change, of that hard work. Okay? But it does feel like perhaps because you are learning how to speak your truth, or you are no longer denying the truth, that something comes in. Perhaps you have been denying yourself your truth or some certain truth, and as a result, it was keeping you away from what you wanted. And now you are realizing the truth. And that very much may be the transformation taking place. You realizing your truth, and as a result of seeing your truth, your whole world shifts. Because remember, the moment you begin to see something, you're changing your level of awareness, you're changing consciousness, you're shifting consciousness, okay? But a lot of you, there's a speaking. Speaking is involved with this. Now, let me go through some of the cards, even though I don't feel it's necessary, but this one is interesting. this is to describe you over the next month or so. There's no words associated with this card, so whatever you get from it, that's up to you. Here's what I get from it. I get a sense of family first and foremost, but here's what's interesting the most. This family that you are a part of does not seem to be in this physical world. So I don't know who I'm speaking to. Whoever you are, congratulations for having the courage to open the door to that flow. And you will know exactly who you are. And it's not that in the month of January you will be met with this family. I feel in the month of January or so, you will come to the realization that that family has always been there. You were either denying it, choosing not to know it because it was too scary, or just were simply not aware, consciously aware. And I feel it's being revealed to you over the next few weeks or few months, or few months. And for some of you, this is the new beginning that I was seeing, the transformation. Because the moment you realize this is true for you, that door begins to open. More flow begins to flow through to you. So this message for some of you is, if you're healers, inviting the door or opening the door to other sources of information or frequency, healing frequency. For some of you, it's absolutely your ability to heal with energy, or help assist in healing. The energy goes through you, but you would consider yourself a healer. There's a dynamic change or shift in the way you are working with those who are not of this world. So there's a spiritual connection. For some of you, it's spiritual as well as intergalactic. There is some, and some of you have had premonitions about this. I'm not going to say the word alien, but I just did. I don't actually like the word alien anymore. Extraterrestrial or other galactic beings of high vibration, I must add, because there's also other beings that are not lower necessarily, but low vibration. So you don't want to communicate with those. Okay. Whoever you are, whoever this message is for, your intergalactic family has intention, a certain intention, and that intention is to help heal or help raise frequency of Mother Earth or Gaia. For some of you, you are accustomed to this knowledge already, but you are coming with it more out in the open, whatever that means to you. Okay. I'm being drawn to the colors orange and blue. Thank you. Blue, as we know, is the color of throat chakra, and orange is your sacral chakra, which to me always, the first thing that comes to me with sacral is trust. So many of you are learning. It's not so much that you're learning how to communicate better. It's you are learning how to trust yourself to not keep it in, or to not keep it in as much. So some of you have had a lot of information for a while coming from sources other people would object, and now you are becoming brave enough to go to the outside with it because there are others like you. This is a strange message for me to give. Very interesting. So I don't know who this is going to land for. It may not be for very many people, although I would be very surprised if that was the case, because my intention is always to give information that will potentially help as many people as this can possibly reach. So if there's, let's say, 18,000 views in 1 month of this sign, I don't think it would be just for one person. So there's a lot of you who know exactly what I'm talking about. And I want to also need to add that you were born with this ability already. It's something you already possess, something you already have within you. It's in your pocket, if you will. It's just a matter of you realizing it's there, and learning to work with it. There's nothing abnormal or unusual about it. And I'm going, yeah, right. And I just heard, well, it's not unusual to you, is it? And I'm like, yep, it kind of still is. So there. So some of you are learning how to communicate better with those who are not in of this world, not in from Earth. Very strange message to give. But hey, you are hit right off the bat with the word transformation, so why not? Okay? Which also means this is not the time to get away from your practice, from your spiritual practices. In other words, some of you, in order to have this connection or better communication, need to allow more space and time into activities that slow down your mind, i.e. meditation. This is not something that you can pick up in a hurry. Haha. For those of you who are hurry people and want everything fast, ain't gonna happen. Isn't gonna happen. It's almost like, generally athletes, before they do whatever athletic activity, they stretch and they prime their muscles a little bit, because if they start off very hard with muscles that are not warmed up, they can injure themselves. So your body is like a muscle. Think of it that way. It needs some warming up, if you will, in order to prepare for you to be the channel this information or energy flows through. If you are not grounded, if you are not assertive with yourself, in other words, if you don't feel like you're in charge or in power, this energy will overwhelm you, and what will end up happening is you will end up choosing to deny it's there because it'll be too much for you to handle it. Wow, this is some pretty interesting information. I have no idea who I'm talking to. Clearly, I'm talking to healers, channelers, and people who are of regular nature that have the ability to channel, but choose not to look into it because they're too afraid. Whatever practice you have, practice it more frequently or daily, if you can. If you don't have practices such as ones that allow you to follow your breath for extended period of time, and that breath following slows down your thoughts and emotions, then you might want to come up with such activity in order to gain confidence in your abilities, because you have those abilities. So having those abilities that's not the question. You already have those abilities. It's whether you are, what's the word I want to use, please? I don't want to say capable channel, because you are capable, and I feel like I'm having a deja vu right now. It's about readiness. I feel like I said this. That's interesting. Total deja vu moment here. Total deja vu. That's crazy. Crazy. So spiritual practice, very important. Also, having some sort of spiritual practice will ground your energy. It'll connect you deeper into Mother Earth's energy, so that when this frequency from other sources runs through you, you will not feel overwhelmed. You will not feel like it is in control of you. This is very important. This is very important. Majority of people that I deal with who have difficulties with fears around channeling and things like that is because they feel that something outside of them is in control of them. That is not true. As long as you believe it's true, it will be true for you, no question. Yes. But it is not true. So if you grew up believing that connecting to something outside of you is evil, then your belief is limiting from the abundance that you can receive from those who are not of this earth. However, being grounded is very important because it helps you distinguish the vibrations with which you can connect. So having your own vibration reaching quite high, if you will, allows higher frequency vibrational beings to connect with you. And vice versa with, if your vibration is always low or anxious, then you are by law attracting, universal law, lower vibrations. So, but don't get scared. I'm not saying there's things attached to you. No, I'm saying being constantly in a lower vibration can attract lower, just like with humans. Let's put it this way. Have you ever seen a person who is into drama have peace in their life? No. Like attracts like. When you are in the heart, that's a high frequency. That frequency allows other high frequency to connect with you. But do remember that it's a choice. It's a choice you make on a subconscious level and now conscious level. I don't know who this message is for, but this is a message for channelers and healers, even if you don't think you are one. You're one already. Now it's just a matter of you accepting it and then deciding what you want to do with it, if anything. That's an interesting message. Let go and receive. Let go and receive. Once again, let go and receive. Let go of fear in order to receive. Now, how do you let go of a fear? By understanding what the fear is in the first place. What is the fear of? If you're afraid to open up, what is it you're fearing? Chances are, the blanket statement is you're afraid of getting hurt. It's normal. Therefore, if your belief is that you will get hurt, you finish the sentence. Once you reach a certain level of understanding about yourself and the world and the people in it and around you, and you look back at your life and you connect the dots and you begin to see all the reasons why things happen, that is when you can pat yourself on the back and say to yourself, congratulations, I've come far in understanding myself and my world. And this attainment is called Ascension. You are seeing things from a different perspective. And by seeing things from a different perspective, there's a lot less objection of letting things go. And we mostly hold on to things because we think we have to, or we think we don't, or we don't know what we would do without it, including our fears. If you were to ask yourself this question, if I didn't have the fear of whatever fear you have, not having any fears, because fear is important. Fear is necessary. It guards you from losing your life. Like, it protects you. Fear is can be very protective. We don't want to banish fear because then we'll do stupid things and we'll check out too early, right? So we don't want that. It's the fears that are really based on illusion, fears that never really happen, fears that are in our imagination. If you have such fear, let's say if you have fear around not having money, imagine if tomorrow morning you woke up and that fear was completely gone. It was literally obliterated from your life, your mind, and everything that is in it. You had no thoughts of it whatsoever. What would you do? What would you do? What would you allow yourself to do? To pursue, to create, to say. So that's your homework for the next month or so. Haha, homework. It's to imagine yourself without a certain fear that you are experiencing and in your mind create a story that is a version of your life without that fear, and notice what it looks like, how it feels. I will say this to you. There's a lot of potential, not only in growth, but in opportunities for you over the next little while. Okay, let's just even go with the cards. The 0, the 2 of coins, brand new beginning, choices, decisions. It could be in any area, because when energy hits, it hits all areas. It could be in any area or all areas, but there's a huge potential of growth. And growth is a lot about accepting certain things. It's not about accepting that certain things won't happen so you don't hope anymore. No, it's not about that. It's accepting things as they are today, knowing they can change tomorrow. And sometimes it's hard to accept certain things. But remember, the first thing I got about you was a sign of transformation. That's not a small thing. This, coupled with the fact that we are all dropping in density, in other words, we're moving past our limited thinking, our limited beliefs. This is what's happening for you as well. Your world is creating a space in your life in order for you to let go of certain things in terms of thinking, in particular. And what you think, how you think, changes how you feel. And remember, we have feelings attached to everything. Even if it's a no feeling at all, that's a feeling too. Neutral feeling, right? So, with that said, this is so exciting. To me, this is so exciting. I wish you a wonderful month of January. If you would like to hear the 2020 6-month messages, that link is down below. Also, if you would like to connect with me privately, that information is down below as well. Again, thank you so much for liking, for sharing, for commenting. I love your comments. Have yourself a wonderful month of January. I almost said March. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Perhaps this information will make sense to some of you around March. Take care. Bye.